Здравствуйте, collective. Добрый вечер. I'm OK Fixer. This is my garage. Welcome to the 1970 piece of the 1970 Volkswagen. We're going to do a little bit more metal work on it today. The other day I posted 2 videos, and I had to post 2 videos because the data in my phone was all ate up. Data, memory. You know what I'm talking about. I didn't have any memory. I couldn't put anything more on my phone. So, evidently you got to clean those things out once in a while. Okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to start tearing into this package tray. We're going to take it all out, the old one, and we're going to save the pieces so that we can make a new one, because we're not going to buy one. Instead, we're going to make it out of, I thought I was going to make it out of the roof of that Jeep, but evidently the roof isn't big enough. So I'm going to make it out of the hood of a Ram truck. Steel is steel. So let's get into this, and I'll take you along step by step. Oh, first things first, way back in there is my compressor. And of course, it has a leak. Why, of course. So I have to fix that first before we start zapping into this. All right, give me a minute. Okay, the big greasy piece of junk leaky over there still leaks. So no matter what I do to it, it still leaks. So I'm going to just walk away from it and get started, because again, I knew if I attempted to try to fix it, it would leak either worse or the same, and I would have wasted my time. So yeah, we just walk away. Down here is our seam sealer. And as you can see, there's our channel right there that we're trying to remove. And you know, I didn't think about this, but you probably don't want to sit here and listen to me rattle this thing off like this. So let me chew this piece out of here. It'll take a little while, and I'll get right back with you. Looks pretty simple. Looks like this has to come up, and if you follow the seam sealer, it's all just kind of stuck in there right around the edge, right along the edge. You can see it, and you can see the seam really well right here. Comes all the way up right there, and it's just spot welded in there, so it should come out pretty good. It does have a support in the back, and that support is also your lip that holds the seal. So we have to save that. And then I don't know how come this is not supported. This seems like, to me, this would be, oh, it's awful light, just not very heavy duty. But it is what it is. It's probably, it's just what makes it strong is all these bends in it and stuff like that, and the spot welds and stuff is what makes it strong. Okay, let's whack that out of there, and I won't bother you with all that noise. Well, that was real, and it was fun. It wasn't real fun. All right, before I do that piece in here, I've got a couple of patches I need to do first. That fender well right there, and that's got to come down, and I'm going to patch that just with some sheet metal. And then on the outside, I'll patch it with some heavy metal because, or heavier metal, because it comes through like right here. And this piece is a little thicker. So what I'll do is I'll cut this out and I'll put a piece in there and make it look presentable. So it doesn't, there's not just a big hole there. Same with those. I'll make them look nice. And then that way they'll be the structure and it will look presentable. But I can't just put that in there with these holes in there like that. So I'll have to scale that all. Use a scaler on it and get all that off there. Weld up some pieces, and then I'll probably pour some pour down it or something like that to preserve it. This piece here is pretty flimsy, and I'll probably cut another piece of steel to go at the very top of this, maybe a little heavier. I think I have some little bit heavier gauge. You won't see it, and it'll give me a little bit more support there also. So we'll see how this works out, but yeah, it shouldn't be a big problem. There's a couple of blown out pieces right there. I'm just going to bring this down, and we'll work on those patches later. And I broke my inlet for my heat, but I can fix that. I'll have to fix that with some fiberglass. And I think it's just fiberglass to begin with, so I should be able to fix that. Yeah, it's not too bad. I know. Oh my God, that's insane. No, it's not too bad. Here's a pretty good angle for things, how things are going to go. If you notice on this side, this is where the heater boxes or heater pipes go in. But it kind of goes in and out and in and out and in and out like this. But mine's just going to go flat. So it's not going to matter because it'll give it room for the heater boxes. It'll give it room enough for the seat belts. It'll give it, and yeah, you don't need that. I'm just going to do it flat and then have a lip and weld the lip right onto that. So it should be fine. But that gives us the angle of the dangle right there. And then we're just coming up here. Should be pretty simple. Shouldn't be too bad. Okay, well, next to do is clean this mess up, and we'll start patching these two pieces right here. So it should be all right. Get those done first. So what do you think? I just work on cars? Well, never let the day go by without putting a patch on your project. If you have 365 patches to put on your car, then you'll get it done in a year. Hold it a couple of times there, so I'll have to fix that. But I'm going in for the night, and then the magic of photography or video, you won't even know that. I've been working on the outside of this. I put this patch in here and connected it to the other one from the inside, and it's just tacked on there right now. I got to stitch it all up, and then I put one in here. It's got some gaps on the side, but once you put the patch on the other side of it and stitch them together, you're not going to see that in there. And then I close that up also. I'm not going to worry about this right now. What I'm worried about is I'm trying to make this strong on either side so that we can put the package tray in, make it and put it in there. So look, if you're doing this, you can't be dissuade. You can't are dissuaded. You can't be, oh, I'm not ever going to finish this. Oh, I'm not going to. Take, you know, a step back and look at what you're doing, and watch your progress. And when you don't think you can do it anymore, go back out to your car and wait till they cool, of course, but rub your hands all over those nice patches you put on your car, and think about all the work you have into it, and then move forward. Moving forward is the key. Realistically, I'm not going to have this car ready for paint until this fall. And that's if I work on it every day a little bit. I know it takes a long time, and it's going to take a lot to get this body sorted. But every day, a new patch, every day, you gotta just keep moving forward. That's the whole situation with this. You can buy a wreck, keep moving forward with it. Eventually you'll have a reasonable car. Anyways, that's my advice. Let me get these all seamed up really nice, and then, or as well as I can seam it up. But and then we'll work on some others. Here's a little trick if you don't know. You can use cardboard or your casino flyers to make a pattern. So you make a pattern, right? And you can make it form, and you can make, you know, attachments and all kinds of things in this. And what you do is you just put it on your piece of metal and you flatten it out, and then you trace around it, whack it out with a plasma cutter, and there's your patch. All you got to do is bend it, you know, tweak it a little bit. So it's real easy to make patches with cardboard, or patterns anyways, and then just, yeah, pretty simple. Okay, well, we're just zapping right along. I got those just kind of patched in there. I'll have to stitch them all up and clean them all up. So, but I do have those two patches in there on that side that will allow me to put my package tray in. But I still have to do this side too. I'm working my way around, and this portion right here, which holds the rubber gasket, just seemed to be really weak from fire and such like that, but I still have to use that. So I'm going to bolster it. I'm going to have to weld in some washers in there for the holes for the fuel, and a patch right there where the air conditioning came through, because I'm not making this an air conditioned car. It was at one time, but I've got a piece of steel that goes right there. I got clamped in, and we'll attach there. And you know, you're never going to see it. You're never going to see it. It's going to make it really, really strong. And it's a piece of this, I believe it's just 1/4 inch. 3/16, 1/4 inch. And cut it, bent the edges of it, and just gave it a little tweak to make the radius of that. So let's weld that up. And of course, I'm going in. So I've done enough work today, but you'll never know, because I'll be right back at it in a blink of an eye. Well, that was interesting. I didn't get any video of it, but I was doing some welding, and then I came outside and the whole garage is filled with smoke. And this side here, I had to take it. I had to cut that right there in order to get to it, to put out the fire. I guess I could have let it burn, but it would have warped the body really bad. And I was interested in preserving my wiring harness, which did survive. It got a little toasty, but not just the outer. Yeah, that's fine. This, and incidentally, this wiring harness here is excuse me, let me rephrase this. This 53-year-old wiring harness right here is probably better than the Chinesium one that you're going to buy through Cowabunga dudes. So, but I've been digging out this stuff, which is just, it's fabulous. I love it. It's great. I had the same situation with my 69 dude bug, and right here there was a rot spot in it, and I had to fix it. And while I got in there, I rotted that all out, but I didn't do it on the other side. So I'm doing it on both sides the best I can. I'm not getting it all out, but I'm getting a great deal of it out. And I'm not gonna make a cut here. And yeah. Another thing is my wire for my defroster, it wouldn't come out until I got up in there and did all kinds of stuff. So I ended up getting that out. And I couldn't get to it where I could solder a piece on it. Abner Dimwit had cut the ends of it off. This has a little bit left, and I will be able to piece it on there and solder it. And it's brown. It's a ground. There's where it goes to right there. But I'm not really concerned about whether or not that touches the body because it's a ground. This one over here is going to matter. Which brings us to the whole thing. Are you actually going to find a back glass that the heating element works? No. So, you know, but I just go through everything and make sure it's right, you know, and maybe somewhere in the future they might produce a back glass that has a heating element, which would be nice. So I'm working on that right now, and I'm working on closing up these holes also. So I'm just kind of going round robin. Our piece that we put in there is really stiffened that up. Now, you got to be careful when you're engineering stuff on a Volkswagen because there's very little room for engineering. Very little. So be careful. This will clear. Since I'm making my own parcel, it's okay. The clutch tube will be the clutch fits there. The what am I looking for? What am I trying to say? The throttle tube will be okay. Everything's going to be fine. The fuel inlet, that'll be fine also. And but you have to be very careful when you want to re-engineer one of these because it's already been done and there's very little room for engineering. Okay, let's get back at it. No fun digging this stuff out. I've been just getting up there with a big screwdriver and picking out big pieces of it. That's it. So how, you ask, did I get down there to thread this wire back down through? Well, I used a drill bit, a long drill bit, and I went all the way down because you can't get through that. You can't get through that through this stuff. It's just a nightmare. All this junk here. So I got all the way down there with the drill bit, and then I chucked up a piece of coat hanger, and I just threaded a piece of coat hanger down there. And it comes out the bottom there in that hole. And then what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to take a piece of wire. I shove that coat hanger down, up and down in there. It creates a path, and then I can use a small piece of wire, and I'll be able to drag another wire down through there and back through there. And the original wire kind of went up, kind of did a better spot. That stuff's just terrible. That's just terrible. It's a sound deadening or to keep the water or the air from getting inside. I don't know, but it's just awful. That's just terrible. But that's how I run that wire down there. And then the original wire was white, so I use some white wire, and shouldn't be a big deal. What I'll do is because I have to have a new wire because I forgot about that. The old wire has got some mouse chew on it, so I want to replace it. So, but that's the original wire. So that's why I need to replace that. Okay, next. All right, I've been patching up those holes. I got to grind them and whatnot. Patch that hole. There's 3 holes here where there was some kind of, I don't know, whatever it was there, oil filter something. And there was another one here, or 3 holes for something. Maybe he tried putting that oil filter over here and he didn't make it. But these 3 holes and those 3 holes got to be fixed. And then probably I'm going to do one more patch, and I'm going in, and then I'm going to finish this part of this video. I'll have to make this 2 or 3 parts probably. So probably after I get that done, I'll probably work on this piece right here. Oh, look, it's still got for the Z-bar. Pretty neat. You wouldn't think you'd see that, but there you go. Okay, now let me get welding on this. I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm just welding patches in. I need a big piece of angle iron so I don't have to do this freehand. Well, you're not going to believe this, but that's going to be hot. This just makes for such a long and boring video. But it's got to be done. Give that a little warming. What are you doing? I'm warming up that piece of metal so I can whack it in. Whoops. Oh. Well, out of wire. Okay. I'm going to get this one on the pipe. Or in the pipe, in the can. So, thanks again for coming along. And no, we didn't get very far on our package tray, but got a lot of other little things done, excuse me. So, got quite a ways. Got quite a few patches on. Should be able to finish the other side and start fabrication on my package tray. This will probably be a 3-piece video, if not 4. Well, thanks for wrenching with me, or welding with me, as it were. I'll see you on the next one. All right.